So I'm sitting in my bathroom and I started thinking to myself, what would the future of makeup really look like? And I want to put myself up to that challenge. I want to be able to predict what will be the trendy go-to and not just like show you a makeup look, but explain to you why. And I've been thinking for a while and I think I might have a relatively good idea. If you guys don't know, I'm Jay Bunzy, also known as Jessica Bill, and I have two YouTube channels. My first YouTube channel ever was a makeup YouTube channel, one of the OG makeup artists on YouTube. And then there's this channel that I'm posting on still to this day, and it is all vintage history based. So I do have good education on both history and also makeup. Push those together, I can tell you basically every makeup look that's ever existed before. And that trend is actually going to be incredibly helpful in predicting what our future makeup looks like, because our makeup often reflects the time and the culture that we currently exist in. For example, in the 1950s, the economic situation was wonderful. Everybody was excited. New things were coming out left and right. People were buying TVs and refrigerators, and everything was so great. So what did you see? That bright red lip. And then, of course, you fast forward all the way to now, and now it's the clean girl makeup. And that's interesting because right now, everybody has a pessimistic view on the future. Everybody feels nervous. Everybody is food insecure. And I feel like to be a little bit less consumerist, because you don't need as many products to do a clean girl makeup look versus like earlier in 2014, 15, when everybody was putting on pounds and pounds of makeup and everybody was buying the latest palette left and right. Now you don't really see that level of consumerism in the makeup world. And so then we're seeing these fluctuations throughout the years. Like even in the Great Depression, there was no makeup, but in the 20s, there was all that dark makeup because they were living it up. It all aligns with the mood that is set by society. And so what the future is going to say with our makeup look is completely dependent on our mood and our optimism. If things kind of work out for everybody, the economy corrects, and people start feeling optimistic about the future, I do believe the makeup look that I literally just uploaded is going to be the next trending makeup look. I do genuinely believe that. But I don't believe exactly too confidently that the future is going to look that wonderful. I do think that AI is going to cause more distress and insecurity. And I think that people are going to have this emotional battle with technology. And if the economy and also if our government doesn't clean up, I can imagine that that will feed into the fear. Therefore, I do believe that the future of makeup is going to look like a protest within itself. So, for one, I do believe that the future will find comfort in the imperfect. I think that we are going to get really sick of AI's perfection, perfectedness, and we're going to get a little messy with our look. Very rebellious in a fun way, an artistic way, but essentially very rebellious. And so that would be number one, that I think our eyeshadow is going to be all over the place, and intentionally so. It's going to be in our brow, it's going to be in our cheekbone, it's going to look kind of crazy, but inspiring and fun. Now, I will say with my color choices, you see I'm grabbing a blue. I believe that during the future, we're going to look back at the 80s specifically. I do believe that. I do believe that we're going to be referencing the 80s because it was right just before the turn of technology for the worse, assuming that that is where all of the horrible chaos of the future stemmed from, right just before the 80s. And so we're going to feel nostalgic for the 80s. We might even have like people dressing 1980s style again. We reference the 90s, we reference the 2000s. You don't really see yet people referencing the 80s. And I do firmly believe we're going to in the future. I'm going to grab some of that pink and I'm going to put that on my cheekbones and blend that in with the blue. I do foresee that imperfections will almost be, and we see this now, we see this with freckles. So, we're already starting to turn into that direction because freckles used to be, made fun of back in the day. And then all of a sudden it became the cool thing. People start stamping it on. I think it's going to go as far as even acne will be seen as like, not necessarily like something you want to draw on your face, but something that like people see and don't think twice about. They just don't care, because it shows that you're human. And in a world where not a lot of things are human, it's a good sign. You know what I mean? So that's cool because the pink and the blue together made that purple transition. So that's perfect. I do see a lot of metallics again because I do think we're going to be nostalgic for the 80s during this future of ours. And when I say future, I don't know how far into the future, but I do think that we'll see this within the next 30 years. I'm going to grab I think I want to go a little darker with this on the lid. I do think that we're going to go into the metallic territory, the chrome territory, but I think more than anything, what we'll see is a lot of color and in the messiest of ways. Okay. Now for the lips, I can see maximum a nude frosted lip coming back. I think that lip liner and lipstick will be considered like not trendy anymore because lip liners like perfect the shape of your lips. I can see that people would even maybe aim for smaller lips. So I can see like a lot of people dissolving their lip filler during that time because, if you look at like AI robots, they're being made with very lip fillery looking like lips. And I think people will retaliate by dissolving their lip filler and obsessing over a smaller lip, with only gloss at most. And so then that's why I feel like people are going to be gloss obsessed. And then it's eventually going to mean that the frosted gloss will become popular again. Definitely see possibly glitter faces. Something very subtle. So here's the finished look in the sunlight so you can really see what it looks like. Yeah, I genuinely think that this is going to be what we're going to be seeing. When, I don't know, but I do see that this could be an upcoming trend for makeup. It's imperfectly human, it's artistic, it's fun, it's messy on purpose. It's a big FU to these otherwise perfect face robots. And again, like imagine grown out eyebrows, imagine acne, imagine freckles, imagine these super human qualities that robots don't have showing on the face, in addition to the makeup. And I think that that's what's going to be popular for sure. No lip fillers. Nobody will really change their features. I don't think that even contouring will be a thing at that time. I think people are going to do their absolute most not to change their features, even to the point of not wearing eyeliner, because that changes your eye shape. I think it'll just be reckless, artistic fun, while at the same time embracing the natural shapes of the human face and the natural textures of the human skin. And yeah, that's what I presume the future will be like, with the outcome of people feeling negative about the robots. I think that this is what would come from that. And then, of course, the 80s influence, because that was before technology snowballed. I think people will find a lot of comfort and nostalgia in the 1980s specifically. So that is why I think that this is going to be one, if not the makeup look of the future. And I don't think it's going to be like super abstract or super alien like or anything like that. I think it's going to be humans finding what it means to be human again, and people are going to play, and this will be the result. Anyways, thanks for hanging out with me in my literal bathroom. This is such a casual video, but I just wanted to really play into everything and anything that has to do with the future. I have a lot of future related videos coming that are fashion related, so a lot of Fruitiger Arrow stuff, and also introducing my take on the future, which is going to have its own name. It's going to be its own aesthetic. I'm just waiting for all the stuff that I found to come into the mail, so that way I can make a little fashion video explaining like my vision for future fashion. It's going to be so fun and so conceptual and different. So stay tuned by subscribing and also checking my Instagram page, where I also do very similar content. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.